There are a number of barriers that can be anticipated when considering using PBL as an instructional strategy. Firstly, communication with the students must be clear in outlining the expectations. In the math classroom, students are used to a routine of the lesson, practice questions, quiz, and then a test at the end of the unit of study. The teacher needs to share a typical day in the PBL classroom with the students to outline what it might look like. It is also important that the teacher explicitly shares the assessment plan and the specific curricular outcomes that will be assessed. I believe the grade assigned to a student must be based solely on their meeting of the curricular outcomes. Therefore, the teacher will need to plan for keeping records of informal assessment throughout the project and to develop an effective summative assessment. I would suggest an exit interview would be an excellent opportunity to supplement the evaluation. The students will have an opportunity to provide evidence and to impress with their understandings. The student will also be made aware that we are not done with these outcomes. Our next PBL project will require a revisiting of many of the same topics, just in a new way. The outcomes will be prevalent throughout the course. I anticipate that PBL will be met with some opposition, largely because it is a shift in practice. As is always the case, the teacher will also be assessed. This happens in the hallways, at the dinner tables, at the hockey rink. I will use Twitter and email to keep the families informed and updated on what we are doing. It is critical that everyone, including my principal and staff, knows the purpose and reasoning behind this shift in practice. It has also been my experience that when using technology, some students spend classes scrolling through Google Images to find just the right picture, or are constantly clicking back to YouTube every few minutes to change their playlist. Certainly Snapchat, Instagram, and other social media sites are of great temptation. Yet I refuse to take an alarmist position and deny the use of these great tools, technology, simply because of these potential distractions. I am hopeful that the bridging of the gap between the curriculum and the more global picture that PBL offers will lead to more on-task time from students. In my mind, the greatest challenge in PBL goes far beyond the planning, or finding resources, or mastering unknown software or group dynamics. The greatest hurdle to overcome is helping the students come to the reality that they are valuable contributors and that the world needs them to meet their potential as problem solvers, creators, and innovators. Instead of viewing school as a game where the key is to provide the answers that closest resemble what the teacher expects and high academic standing as the payoff, I want the students to see education as an opportunity to develop invaluable and tangible skills that they need to succeed. PBL is a tool to link real life to the curriculum through aligning thinking and learning, inquiry, authenticity, autonomy, and meaningful assessment. The project outlined in episode 2 meets all of these requirements, and I am confident that other educators can design PBL in their own context. I'm not counting on PBL increasing grades. Rather, I am counting on the students renewing a passion for learning, building critical skills, and finding purpose in their learning while in my classroom.
Created using Powtoon.